Good morning. So I'm here with my Gletcher NGT RF. This is a Nugget revolver replica, very nice as well. And I've got a target at 10 yards, a paper target at 12.5 yards, 6 cans at 12.5 yards, a man and body at 15 yards, 2 cans at 15 yards, and I actually have 3 cans at 20 yards which have been blown over. So it's a bit gusty again today. I'm going to try and shoot between gusts if I can. So I'm going to have 7 shots at the 2 paper targets, obviously all freestanding, single action, and then I shall zoom in on the cans. I shall pause the videos in between the reloads at the cans and onwards. Yeah, so I'll do a reload with this to do the 2 paper targets. So here goes. So 7 shots freestanding. I've got a rough idea where to aim. You should be able to see this. Okay. So 7 shots. This 7-shot revolver. Freestanding at the 10-yard target first. I think this is shooting pretty straight. It's not the most powerful revolver, so it does drop off at 12.5 yards. So there he goes. Yeah, I think the first shot went wide, but the second one seems to have gone near the centre of the ball. So let's try that again. The trigger's quite nice on this. It's heavy, but it breaks very cleanly. That's 4. 5. 6. 7. Okay, so that was a bit low and to the left, but the others seem to be in the black or just below. So to reload this, just open the gate and rotate the cylinder left or right, doesn't really matter. You can put 2 in at a time. That's the only downside of this revolver is because it doesn't break open like a Webley or the Schofield. You have to load them through the gate. You can actually obviously take the pellets out, take this side of the shells out and put the pellets in. If you have spare shells, you could do that, load up. I will look into actually what type of shells these are and whether they're compatible with any other of the revolvers I've got, and see if I know obviously all the Webley revolvers use the same shell, so they're all pellet shooters. So apart from I've got 3 2.2 Webley revolvers and a 177. So there we go, we've got 7 in there. We've got to close the gate up again, and we're going to take 7 shots at the 12.5 yard paper target. Aim point will probably be near the top of the paper target. So here goes. Four. 5. 6. 7. Okay, so we should be empty. Just check the cylinder. Yeah, nothing in the cylinder. Right, so what we'll do, we'll bring those paper targets up and see how it's shot. Right, so freestanding 10 yards, 7 shots. The first one went over there, I don't know why. The next 5 went around here, and the final went there. So whether it was me moving around a little bit, I mean it's only a short barrel, 10 yards, freestanding obviously. But yeah, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all very close there. So that's a pretty good group. That's probably under an inch actually, to be honest, that area there. Yeah, these two, that was the first one. I don't know what happened there. Could well have moved, but I don't think so. Will have been a flyer. Then at 12.5 yards, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're all sort of there. I definitely moved for this one. So that's pretty good. Again, that's a pretty decent sort of like windage point wise. It's nice and central. So it's just a case of keeping it still. I mean, obviously, having a hernia, I struggle to keep it dead still. But if you don't have a problem like that, I'm pretty sure you can get it grouping in the centre there. Same with this one as well. I'm pretty sure you can get a group in there. That one definitely must have been a flyer, I think. I don't think I moved for that one, but that one probably moved. Yep. So I'm going to pause the video and then a reload, and then we'll move on to the pyramid of cans. So I've got an idea where to aim from the 12.5 yard target. It'll give me an idea of the aim point for the revolver, and we'll come back to you shortly. Good morning, so I'm back with my NGT RF, and I've got 6 cans at 12.5 yards. I'm going to zoom in on them. I've got 7 shots, and I'm going to try and take them all out. So here goes. Single action freestanding. I've got a rough idea where to aim from the paper target. There we go. So here goes. That one was me, I moved. So I've got 5 shots left, I can still get these. Pulled that one just to one side. So there we go. That final shot I really struggled with, but and I think I just got to the left of it. So that was not bad. That's obviously I used 7 shots, got 5 out of 6. Should have really got 6 out of 6. That's 12.5 yards out. Aim point was at the top of the can, so the actual top of the can was in line with the top of the sights, and just very, very slightly to the right, and I mean just slightly. So it seemed to knock them over pretty well. So that's 12.5 yards. So now I'm going to pause this video, reload, and go out to the paper target at 15 yards and see if we can put, I think we'll go 4 shots in the head, 3 shots in the body. Back shortly. Good morning, so I'm back with my NGT RF, and I've got a target up there at 15 yards, a head and a body paper target. I'm going to zoom in on the head, take 4 shots at the head and 3 shots at the body. Aim point will be quite a bit higher than the 12.5 yard target, so I'm looking at probably about 4 inches above the target, because obviously this revolver hasn't got as much grunt as the Schofield, so you have to have a bit of holdover. So I'm going to zoom in, obviously freestanding. Here we go, so there's the actual head. I'm not sure where they're going to land. I'm hoping to get them somewhere in the centre of his head from here. So here he goes. It's shooting pretty central, but like I said, the energy hasn't got the grunt as the Schofield's got about 3.16 average energy. This is about 1.55 average energy. So here goes. I'm going to aim in the top of his head. Alright, that's 1. Two. 3. 4. Now we're going to put 3 into the body. Again, the aim point will be quite a bit higher than the 12.5 yard target. So I'm going to have a guess, somewhere around about the 7 I think. So we'll pan down so you can see that. So just pan down to the body like so. I've got a little tripod, my camera's on a little tripod, so I'm going to play around with this one-handed. There we go, so you should be able to see the body, and the aim point will be the upper 7, and they should come somewhere into the centre of the target from here, 15 yards out. So there we go, 3 shots. One, 2, 3. Okay, so you'll be able to see those where they landed, and you can review that during the video. So I think they were shooting pretty central. This revolver does shoot pretty central. Schofield shoots slightly to the left. That could be my eyes. Also, all pellets sort of fly differently, and these are the Superfields I'm using, which are very good in like cheap CO2 revolvers. They're 8.4 grain, so they're a bit heavier than some, but they do seem to shoot very well with a 4.52mm head, especially through the smooth bore barrels like the Schofield. So we're going to pause this video and then we'll move on to the cans. I've got 2 cans at 15 yards, should be able to hit them. Then I've got the 3 cans of pyramid out at 20 yards. They're still up, the wind hasn't blown down yet, which is good. And they're going to be a real challenge to hit, but I'll give it a go anyhow. Be back shortly. Good morning, so back with my NGT RF, the Nugget replica from Gletcher, and I've got 2 cans at 15 yards and 3 can pyramid at 20 yards. I'm going to try and knock them down from here, single action freestanding. This is the 5th cylinder, so there'll be like shots 31 to 30. Yeah, 29 to 35 I should say, yeah, 7 shots. So the CO2 may start to drop off. The aim point was above the target at 15 yards, so 20 yards will be a push. It is a bit breezy, the flag, so keep an eye on the flag and probably take the shots when the flags are a bit calm, and hopefully we'll be able to get these before the wind gets them. So I'm going to zoom in on the cans, so there's 2 there at 15 yards, and then the 3 pyramid at 20 yards. I'm not really expecting to hit the 20 yard ones, to be honest, with this revolver. The Schofield will manage it, but this may well struggle. The aim point could be quite a bit higher than what I anticipate. So here goes. So the 2 15 yards first. I've got a rough idea of the aim point for that. I've got 7 shots and 5 cans, so hopefully I'll get some of them. I've got that one. So most of us moved a little bit. You get the other one. I wasn't aiming at that initially. Right, that's pretty good. Right, 20 yards. I've got 5 shots and 3 cans. Can I get them? Here goes. Shall I zoom in on them? Yeah, why not? Since I've got, let's just go up a bit, and we'll zoom in the camera a bit more. There we go. Right, here goes. I'm gonna any idea where to aim, except probably above it. So I'll probably try the first shot quite above the first can. The flag is still at the moment, which is good. Okay, let's try another one. Okay, let's try aiming at the top can. Oh, I think that actually went to the side. So I saw it hit the grass. No, I didn't think she'd have the grunt to go out there. I think the actual pellet's hitting the grass because it's dropped off. If I aim really above the can, I might get it. No. So that sort of proves really that this revolver It hasn't got the actual grunt to go out all that way. If just check the cylinders are empty. Yes, they are. So yeah, this revolver, it's only got 1.55 foot-pounds energy averaging over the 35 shots. So yeah, and it does tail off. It doesn't do a lot of shots. Now, it must be using a lot of CO2 for those 42 shots max. Now I think really, if Gletcher had put either a longer rifle barrel or made it 4.5mm all the way to the end, then this would have more energy, would be more accurate, and more importantly the shots would be more efficient as well. It's obviously using a lot of CO2. The CO2 usage is constant over the valve opens and it fires amount of CO2, and that's constant throughout. All pistols are normally like that, CO2 pistols. So it must be this is using a lot of CO2 and a lot of it's going to waste, which is a bit of a shame really. And it's got to be the barrel, because you have got a seal between the cylinder and the actual barrel, which is, as you rotate it, there's a spring-loaded thing like all revolvers, and the engage in the front, which forms a seal for the shell to fire the pellet through. So my guess is, because the rifle barrel is like only that long, so about 2.5 inches by my measurements, and this overall barrel is, I measured it at 4.4 inches. So if they'd added another inch to the rifle barrel and made it 3.5 inches, which would have been probably about there, then this would probably have more energy. It would use its CO2 better, and it would probably be more accurate as well. Okay, so yeah, really nice revolver. I mean, I do like it. I mean, obviously it's limited to range-wise, probably about 15. Yeah, I seem to hit those cans at 15 yards, no problem. I just had to aim slightly above them, yeah, and that was no problem. But the actual energy does tail off after 42 shots. Okay, so just let me have a sip of tea, bit of Earl Grey. That's better. I'll sit down. Yeah, so really impressed with this revolver. Like I said, it hasn't got the grunt to go out to 20 yards, but it was the final cylinder. So I mean, I could try putting a fresh CO2 in. In fact, I might have a crack at that and see what happens. But I really, for a plinking revolver, I think the limit is 15 yards, and after that, it just won't actually. The holder is just ridiculously high to hit any targets. But yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed with the quality of it. Very realistic, even as like the shell ejector, you can unlock that, turn it, and you can actually push the shells out. Obviously you probably wouldn't need it with an actual CO2, only a powder burner. But yeah, really nice replica. Still recommended, yeah, if you get it for a good price. I mean, they do the black version of this. Yeah, so yeah, the actual overall length of this barrel is 4.4 inches. The Schofield is just over 6 inches measurement, but that is actually 4.5mm bore all the way through, even though it's smooth bore. Well, this is 4.5 millimeters to that point there, where the rifling ends, and then that barrel becomes slightly larger because the rifle barrel sits inside another bore. You understand that? So of course, when the pellet clears the rifling, then it is potential chance of it actually coming off the actual inside of the barrel and lose its accuracy, which is why if they added another inch, it would probably improve the accuracy and also the efficiency of the CO2 usage, which would probably give you a more consistent shot count. So yeah, really nice. It is recommended, definitely. I really like the way it shoots. The trigger is actually fairly heavy, but it's very crisp. It goes exactly, there's no creep in the trigger at all, which is really nice. But apparently I was doing a bit of research on the Nugget, and the real steel Nugget did have a heavy trigger. I can't remember what it was. It was quite heavy, of a 10 or 12 pound trigger pull. So yeah, so that is sort of realistic in that respect. It's an accurate replica. So I hope you like that review. Thanks for watching. Good morning. So here with my NGT RF, the Gletcher Nugget replica, and I've got 6 cans at 20 yards. Just going to close the gate and load it with Superfields, 8.4 grain. The wind is starting to pick up. There's a storm coming in, thunderstorm coming apparently. So going to try and get these in the wind. Could be difficult. Probably not likely to hit any of them. By the wind, we'll be going across the garden. So here goes, freestanding. Aim point is way above the cans. So let's have a crack, see what we can do. Okay, so the aim point was to the right and above the can. Try that again. Same again. Not sure where that one went. Obviously missed. Right. Try again. So that's 3 shots, 2 cans. Ooh. Ah, now. I don't know what I hit, whether I hit the bottom one or whether I clipped it. So that's, we'll count that as a miss. Yep. It's a clean hit. I think I might have clipped something, whether it was wood, not sure. Got 1 shot left. Right. 1 shot, 1 can. If I can get it. Chances are not. Oh yes! Got it! I was quite surprised at that. Yeah, that final shot was difficult, obviously. So just check, we are definitely out. All the cylinders are empty. So the good thing about this revolver, you can actually rotate the cylinder either way. So yeah, very nice quality. Yeah, aim point was, it was sort of like above the can and slightly to the right, but also I had the foresight above the V as well, so the revolver was actually pointing upwards, not dead in line with the actual foresight in the rear V groove. So yeah, I was sort of like aiming up like that because that was above that. So I sort of judged how much of this was above that, and then just aimed to the right of the can, at the top of the can. It seemed to do the job. So yeah, I think I got 4 clean shots. 1 I sort of knocked over by accident. I'm not sure how that happened. I was aiming above the, I think I was aiming for the middle right can, and I must have clipped the middle can, I think, on the bottom row and knocked it over. But that's pretty good at 20 yards for a partially rifle barrel. Yeah, it's rifled there. So that's pretty good for a plinker. You could get target tin cans out at 20 yards, but you'd have to compensate with the foresight and the trajectory of the pellet, because obviously it varies different types of pellets. But I use the Superfields, yeah, affordable. Used to JSB Expresses, but they've just got crazy prices, and these are much more affordable. So hope you like that little video. Really nice revolver, like the Schofield. Thanks for watching.